Being LeBron James's son opens a lot of doors in the NBA. But on Tuesday night, those doors slammed shut when Bronny James stepped onto the court against the Philadelphia 76ers. 0 points, 3 turnovers, and a defensive performance that had everyone wondering, did the Lakers make a massive mistake? Even King James himself seems to be backing away from his son's basketball dreams, and what he's saying might surprise you. The Los Angeles Lakers made their 55th pick, and when they called Bronny James's name, the basketball world was left in shock with mixed reactions. Some people wondered if this was just about his famous last name. After all, his college numbers at USC weren't exactly jumping off the page, just 4.8 points per game, while making only about 1/3 of his shots. But the Lakers saw something more. They saw potential, work ethic, and yes, maybe a chance to keep LeBron James happy. The pressure was real from day one. Every move Bronny made was going to be watched, analyzed, and compared to his legendary father's achievements. That's the kind of pressure most second-round picks never have to deal with. Usually, these players can develop quietly, make mistakes, and learn without much attention. But when you're LeBron James's son, there's no such thing as staying under the radar. The season kicked off with a moment that will be in basketball history books forever. The first time a father and son played together in an NBA game. The crowd went wild, cameras flashed, and for a brief moment, it felt like a fairy tale had come true. But after the dream settled, reality set in. Bronny's first few months in the NBA were more about watching and learning than playing. He'd get a few minutes here and there, barely enough time to break a sweat. But then something amazing happened down in the G League. Away from the bright lights and pressure of the NBA, Bronny started showing everyone what he could really do. Playing for the South Bay Lakers, he was transformed into a different player entirely. The young man was putting up seriously impressive numbers, 23 points per game, grabbing 6 rebounds, making out nearly 5 assists, and getting 2 steals every game. Even better, he was shooting the lights out, especially from three-point range, where he was hitting almost 46% of his shots. And that's the kind of shooting that makes NBA scouts sit up and take notice. It wasn't just about the numbers, though. Bronny was playing with confidence, showing leadership, and looking like he belonged on a professional basketball court. Just when things were looking up in the G League, Bronny got the call nobody expected, not even him. The Lakers needed him for a big game against the Philadelphia 76ers. Bronny himself said it came out of nowhere. Coach J.J. Redick decided to throw him into the deep end, giving him a career-high 15 minutes in one of the toughest arenas in the NBA. What followed was a tough lesson in just how hard the NBA can be. Matched up against Tyrese Maxey, one of the league's rising stars, Bronny struggled to find his footing. Every shot he took seemed to rim out. 5 attempts, 0 makes. The ball wouldn't cooperate either, as he turned it over 3 times. Meanwhile, Maxey was having the game of his life, dropping 43 points and showing the difference between G League success and NBA-level competition. After the game, Redick faced the media and took the blame. He admitted that maybe it wasn't fair to put a rookie in that position, flying in at the last minute for a nationally televised game in Philadelphia, of all places. The bright lights and pressure of the moment seemed to be a bit too much, too soon. When Stephen A. Smith talked to the media the next day on First Take, he didn't hold back. But this wasn't his usual fiery take. There was genuine concern in his voice. Speaking directly to LeBron, he made an emotional plea that got everyone talking. "I am pleading with LeBron James as a father. Stop this," Smith said. He went on to acknowledge what everyone knew, but few wanted to say out loud, that Bronny's NBA opportunity came largely because of his father's status. But Smith wasn't trying to tear anyone down. Instead, he was worried about the pressure being put on a young player who might need more time to develop. Then came the moment that changed the whole narrative. LeBron's appearance on the New Heights podcast with Jason and Travis Kelce. In a refreshingly honest conversation, LeBron revealed something that put everything in perspective. "Bronny doesn't have to play basketball at all," he said, explaining that his son could easily step into a business role if he wanted to. And he wasn't just talking. Bronny's already set financially with a $7.98 million guaranteed contract through 2028, plus major deals with Beats by Dre, Nike, and PSD underwear. Even with his NIL value taking a hit after his cardiac arrest, dropping from $5.9 million to $3.2 million, he's still in a position most rookies could only dream of. But here's the twist. LeBron talked about how Bronny could easily be the CEO of his billion-dollar company if he wanted. He could do literally anything else. But Bronny chose basketball. And despite all the struggles, LeBron seems oddly proud of this decision. It's almost like he's saying, "My son's not great at basketball right now, but at least he's trying something hard instead of taking the easy way out." The truth is painfully clear. Bronny James isn't ready for the NBA. While he's shown flashes in the G League, 23 points, 6 rebounds, 4.7 assists per game, the big league is exposing his limitations. The Lakers are fighting for playoff position, sitting 5th in the Western Conference with only a 1.5-game cushion over the play-in spots. They simply can't afford to give meaningful minutes to a project player who's clearly not ready. Every time Bronny steps onto the court, it becomes more obvious that his last name is both a blessing and a curse. The blessing? He got drafted despite mediocre college stats. The curse? Every mistake, every airball, every defensive lapse gets magnified 1,000 times because he's LeBron's son. The Lakers coaching staff faces an impossible choice. Continue developing Bronny at the risk of losing crucial games or sending him back to the G League where he might actually have a chance to grow without the crushing pressure of national attention. Coach J.J. Redick hinted at this balance in recent press conferences. "I have confidence in him, even after the tough game in Philadelphia." He explained that they were looking for fresh energy on a back-to-back game night, showing that the team still sees value in what Bronny can bring to the court. The next few months will be crucial for Bronny's career. Will he prove the critics wrong and show some real improvement? Or will this experiment continue to demonstrate what many are starting to believe, that sometimes even the greatest players' sons aren't meant for the NBA spotlight? One thing's for sure. This story is becoming less about a father-son dream team and more about a harsh reality check in professional basketball.